What's up, LEGO builders? Welcome back to Coconut Brick Studios. A few weeks ago, I put out a what if style mock showcase where I told the story of what could have happened to Anakin in the Republic if he hadn't fallen to the dark side during Revenge of the Sith. And I was surprised to find that I really enjoyed making the video, from the mock building process to writing out the story of what could have happened. So today I'm going to take another stab at a fan fiction and build a series of mocks depicting what could have happened to Commander Cody if he had disobeyed Order 66. He is one of my all-time favorite clone troopers, so I'm super excited to write a new story for him. And if you're ready to see what I came up with, don't forget to execute Order 66 on that like button, and let's get started. I learned a lot from the previous what if video, and this time around I'm going to focus more on minifig placement and changing the environments they are in. That means instead of a few larger, more detailed mocks, I'm going to make lots of smaller, simpler mocks to act like set pieces to help you visualize what's going on. That being said, I won't be able to create a mock for every situation or scene I talk about. But with that out of the way, it's time to see what could have happened to Commander Cody if he had disobeyed Order 66. Commander Cody, the time has come. Execute Order 66. Yes, my lord. Cody shut off the hologram of Emperor Palpatine, who had just issued a command that all Jedi were traitors and must die, including Kenobi. Wait, including Kenobi. Suddenly the intense battle that raged around him on the planet of Utapau began to shake and swim as his vision blurred. Order 66 relentlessly pounded inside of his head, fighting against his confusion as to why General Kenobi, his friend of almost 3 years who had saved him from death countless times, was included on the kill list. All Jedi traitors must be executed. The order raged inside his head, threatening to make him vomit. He fell to one knee, trying to clear his head and make sense of what was happening. He needed to contact Kenobi and demand to know the truth. He could just barely make out Kenobi on his mount scurrying up the sheer rock wall on the other side of the large sinkhole they were fighting in. Cody raised his hand to give the order, but just then a spare rocket from a nearby B-1 battle droid struck the platform, knocking him to the ground. The ringing in his ears mixed with the violent headache caused him to take his helmet off as he staggered upright to breathe better. But just then another rocket hit the platform, sending Cody crashing to the ground and smacking his head unceremoniously against the stone floor. He hit so hard he saw a flash of light and almost passed out, but when he came around he realized all was quiet. The battle still raged around him, but the relentless order pounding inside of his head to kill all Jedi was gone. And in its place was one clear thought. He needed to find General Kenobi right away. As Cody rushed off of the platform into the cavernous city that ran through the walls of a massive sinkhole, his mind was racing. Was he doing the right thing? This was the first time he had disobeyed a direct order, and why? Because General Kenobi had been kind to him? No, it was more than that. This order felt off. Never had the Jedi or their motives been called into question by the clones, and for good reason. For with the exception of only a few, all the Jedi were pillars of moral fortitude and selflessness. Sure, they had become more aggressive and cold over the past few years, but war had that effect on human and alien alike, Cody thought grimly as he ran up the sloping tunnel. He remembered General Kenobi had mentioned he was going to help with the assault of the upper levels, and so he rushed to get as high as he could, to hopefully find Kenobi before his men did. He could hear them communicating through the comm channels, diligently hunting for the traitor general. Apparently this order had gone out to everyone in the 212th Battalion. His thoughts suddenly went out to his friend Captain Rex of the 501st Battalion and his Jedi General Anakin Skywalker. Had they been hit with this order as well? Could this possibly be a galaxy-wide order given out to millions of clones at once? The thought threatened to bring him down as he stumbled around a corner. No, he couldn't worry about Rex and Anakin right now. They were good, trustworthy friends who would figure something out. Right now, his primary objective was to find General Kenobi. As he turned another corner, he burst into a large room where, standing with his back to a wall, General Kenobi was desperately fending off blaster fire from almost half a dozen orange 212th clone troopers. "Stand down," Cody roared as he rushed the clones. They either didn't hear or didn't care and continued to fire away. As Cody got to the rear of their ranks, he grabbed one trooper and yelled in his face to stand down. This got the attention of a couple more, and as Kenobi took a blaster to the side and dropped to one knee, they turned to face their commander. "Sir, we are carrying out Order 66. We don't know what's going on or why this order was issued," Cody barked. "The Jedi must stand trial if they're guilty of anything. Sir, we have direct orders to hunt down and kill all Jedi and any who try to hide or help them." Suddenly, Cody realized all the clones were facing him, and some even had their blasters pointed at him. "Stand down immediately," Cody barked. "You will all be branded as traitors and executed if you attack a superior. Unless that superior has sided with the traitors, sir. Please, sir, we don't want to do this, but you are betraying the Republic and everyone in it," said another. And suddenly Cody realized not only were their guns trained on him, but he had just lost command of all his men. Before the situation could escalate any further, there was a sudden whoosh of air and all the clones, Cody included, were knocked off their feet. In the confusion caused by Cody entering the chamber, General Kenobi had been able to recover and, using the Force, sent a powerful blast, knocking everyone off their feet. "Run!" Kenobi yelled as he dashed past Cody, who was already scrambling to his feet, as the other clones had taken the brunt of the hit and were still down. He managed to snag a blaster rifle off the ground as he ran, switched it to stun, and shot off a few errant shots behind him to hopefully hit some of the attackers. No matter what happened, these were still his brothers, and he couldn't bring himself to kill any of them. Yet. On the ship to Coruscant, Cody related to Kenobi all that had happened. I feared something had gone wrong, Kenobi confided. As I was making my way up to the fight, I was suddenly hit with a powerful wave of terror and anguish from my fellow Jedi, who are stationed all over the galaxy. It appears this order is galaxy-wide. As they sat there in stunned silence, Cody asked, "What's next? Why are we headed to Coruscant?" I got a message from Master Yoda on a private comm. He said to meet at a secret location near the Jedi Temple. We need to figure out what is going on and send out a distress beacon to warn any surviving Jedi not to return to Coruscant, Kenobi said grimly. Twin blue and green lightsabers flashed in the morning light. Kenobi and Yoda dispatched the few remaining 501st clones who were at the temple's entrance, while Cody covered their rear. I knew some of these men, Cody said sadly, and as he turned over one of the bodies. This was Vixus. He got his nickname after killing a few and saving Rex's life during our campaign on Umbara. A terrible tragedy this is, sighed Yoda. Get to the bottom and expose Palpatine and his terrible plot we must. So that was it. Chancellor Palpatine had been the mastermind of this whole thing and the mysterious Sith Lord Cody had heard whispers of. As they entered the temple, Yoda led them along a narrow corridor littered with the bodies of mostly Jedi and a few clones, to a small room filled with monitors and controls. Here they would be able to send out the distress call to the remaining Jedi and see what had happened inside the temple. As this was being carried out, Cody wandered over to some of the screens, which turned out to be cameras monitoring various rooms throughout the temple. Hey look, it's General Skywalker, Cody said. He just went into a room full of younglings. Maybe he was able to lead them to safety. But what they saw next brought Kenobi to tears. Master Yoda looked away, anguish plainly written on his face, but Cody couldn't look away, no matter how hard he tried. Anakin was gone, and something terrible had taken his place. The flight to Mustafar was tense. Cody and Kenobi sat in silence, still shocked at what they had seen at the temple. I never would have thought Anakin was capable of such horrors, Cody said. The dark side of the Force can corrupt and warp even the purest mind if allowed to take hold, Kenobi said sadly. For how much it had hurt Cody to see what Anakin had done, he couldn't imagine what Kenobi must be feeling, as he had been Anakin's master since he was a young boy, and the two had regarded each other as brothers. To avoid any more painful conversations, Cody turned his mind to the task at hand. They'd received intel that Anakin, now known as Darth Vader, was en route to Mustafar to deal with the remaining Separatist leaders. Yoda had tasked them with stopping Anakin while he went to deal with Palpatine, who was now known as Lord Sidious. As the ship landed, Cody prepared to leave, but Kenobi stopped him. I need you to stay here and guard the ship. Not used to being put on sentry duty like that, Cody replied hotly. I'm coming with you. You're gonna need my help to take down Anakin. I can deal with him, Obi-Wan said. But in the event I don't return, someone needs to be able to make it back to Master Yoda, as well as help with the effort to locate and save the remaining Jedi. He stayed and watched as Kenobi flipped up his hood and departed down the ship's ramp. Cody sighed and turned to sit back down in his seat. But as he did so, the comm light on his wrist lit up. It was a private channel. Cody opened it but didn't say anything. Cody, this is Rex. Do you copy? What's going on? Obi-Wan stumbled up the ship's ramp, his robes burnt and torn, and a deep pained expression on his face. It's done, Cody. It's time for us to go, he said, as he slumped to the ground behind the co-pilot seat. What happened? Did you kill him? Cody asked. I don't know, Obi-Wan said, a faraway look in his eyes, and he proceeded to tell Cody everything that happened. There's no way someone could have survived being left to burn like that, Cody mused, as they powered up the ship and began to leave Mustafar. Don't underestimate the power of the dark side, Obi-Wan replied. The hate and anger it produces can keep one alive long after any of us would have died. They sat silently for a long time, then Cody remembered. Captain Rex made contact with me shortly after you left, sir. He said he and Ahsoka have escaped Order 66 and are planning to meet up with us on the planet of Jabim to figure out a plan moving forward. Good, said Obi-Wan, relieved to hear that two more of his friends were still alive. Let's head to Jabim and see if we can begin to set up a system to get the others to safety. Although we will have to have a difficult conversation with those two regarding Anakin. I don't even know what to tell them. Neither do I, replied Cody as he activated the hyperdrive, sending them speeding off to Jabim. Commander Cody and Obi-Wan had such a great relationship, and both happened to be two of my favorite characters in Star Wars, so I was really excited and a little nervous to write this story. These two are very important and impactful characters, so I wanted to honor and stay true to who they really were while writing a different outcome to their story in episode 3. As much as I wanted a happy ending, I wanted to keep things realistic and relevant to the actual plot, so hopefully there was a good blend of the dark reality of their situation, but also hopeful excitement for what will happen next. Don't forget to let me know what you thought of this story in the comments down below, and I will catch you next time, but until then, happy building.